Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm James.
And this is the Dekahedon RPG Podcast.
Hi, James.
Hi, Joe.
This is episode 50. Did you think we would get to 50 episodes when we started this?
Yes.
Really? I wasn't sure.
You're just that stubborn.
I'm just that stubborn. Nice. Well done, James. Well done. This is episode 50, and it kind of snuck up on us. The way we record, we're recording this episode on April 15th, and it won't go live until like April 28th, I think is the Wednesday. Everything I'm editing, everything I'm pushing out is episode like 45. 45 just went out yesterday, I think. And so in my mind, episode 50 is still like 5 away. But no, that's the one we're recording today. And so it snuck up on us. So we don't really have anything special planned. I was talking to James and I said, should we do something special for episode 50?
I said 50 is for gold. Why don't we talk about coins?
That is a gorgeous thing. Before we start talking about gold and silver and platinum and all those fun things, let's make an administrative announcement. And let's say, also in honor of our 50th episode, and because we really, really like it, we are going to do a giveaway. Yes, we're giving away a copy of Through Dungeons Deep, a fantasy gaming handbook by Robert Paladin, something like that. I can't pronounce his name. But yes, we're going to give away a copy of that book. And to get a copy of that book, all you have to do is sometime between now and the end of May, send us feedback and tell us what your favorite gaming book is. It can be a rule book or it can be a non-rule book. Don't care. Just call and say, hey, my favorite gaming book is whatever, because this is my favorite book. Spoiler, we're going to be doing a review on this. I guess you know how I'm going to feel about this. And during that review, which we'll do for the first episode in June, might be the second episode in June because of the way we record in advance if we want to give people all of May to respond. But anyway, during the review, we will give away a copy of the book. I'm not going to do that thing where we're going to say you have to live in the U.S. I'll take the bullet. If you live far away, I will pay the postage and have it shipped to wherever you are. Write in, call in, whatever. Let us know what your favorite gaming book is. Sound good, James?
Oh, I'm going to say they should at least say why it's their favorite book as well.
Nope. I mean, they can if they want, but if someone calls in and just says, Dungeon Master's Guide, first edition, sure, I'll let them get away with that.
You're being too easy.
Welcome, citizen. This is Friend Computer. I interrupt your mandatory fun podcast time to clarify that the human called Joe will be giving away only a single copy of the book. That copy will be given to a single citizen commenter. The lucky citizen will be chosen randomly by me, the computer. All loyal citizens are invited to participate. Only a commie mutant traitor would not participate. Are you a commie mutant traitor, citizen? The computer is your friend.
All right, so let's get started. Coins have been part of the game since the very beginning. They are the basis of most treasures. Copper, silver, and gold. Been there from the beginning. Later editions included Electrum and then Platinum. Electrum was actually mentioned in the very first 1974 original Dungeons & Dragons, but actually an optional thing, and you said you could make it worth like half as much as gold or twice as much as gold. Your choice. So yeah, so those are the coins. We'll let you start. James, tell us your thoughts on coins.
I always thought it as a point counter, some way to keep track of your wins and losses as a younger person. But now it's getting to be more to it. What I want to say, though, is one of my favorite things to think of, but it would be hell in a campaign, is having different coins for different countries or states. But that starts to be very cumbersome to keep track of what coins you have and what they're worth.
You could even go further than that and say from different time periods, right? Oh, not only is this from the current kingdom, but it's during the reign of Philip VI. And everyone knows that during Philip VI, the coin base was devalued. So it actually has less gold than it should, which would make it worth less. However, there were very few of them produced. So if you can find the right collector, you'll actually get, it could make a great and fascinating subplot if you wanted to, finding that collector and everything. But as an everyday thing, for we're going to do that with every coin you encounter and everything, I agree. The amount of bookkeeping would drive me crazy. And while I do agree that D&D is a resource management game, and there is some amount of bookkeeping involved. I don't think that bookkeeping for bookkeeping's sake is fun, so I will agree with you on that, sir.
In old times, I don't remember paper ever being used. It was always coin. Is that correct? When did paper actually start being used?
Paper currency goes all the way back to the 6th century, 7th century, somewhere around there, a long time ago, in China. Everything seems to start in China, doesn't it? By the 1200s, it's being used in Italy. It's widely used by the 1600s or so. And in fact, the first paper currency in the United States was in the late 1600s in Massachusetts Bay Colony. Is it historically accurate to use in your D&D world? What time frame does D&D happen?
It's a fantasy world, so there is no
exactly.
real time
So
frame.
It can be anything you want it to be. Platinum. Did you know that platinum wasn't discovered until the 1700s?
I'm not a great science guy, but that would not surprise me.
There are people who are adamantly opposed to platinum coins existing in Dungeons and Dragons because it is anachronistic. People of whatever year your campaign is supposed to be should not have any concept of what platinum is. To which I say, but you have fireballs. Yeah, so I'm not too upset about the historical accuracy. And if you want to have paper in your world, have paper. And actually, this was something I was going to talk about, and it leads nicely into there. What about the weight of coins, James?
Ooh, that's always a fun, and that's where I was going to pick on you. The campaign that I was in with you where we were trying to rebuild the city, we went out to a castle as a group, and I swear, I forget the account, but you had like 5,000 copper coins that we had to drag back to the city to cash in.
You didn't have to. You wanted to. You could have left them there.
Come on, we're greedy adventurers. We're going to take anything that we can carry. And you did do some encumbersome on them.
It is widely accepted that copper coins are a trap. You think they're treasure, and the little avarice in your eyes wants them, but the whole point is to weigh you down so you can't move, and you fall prey to other monsters because of your greed. Copper coins are a trap.
Yeah, I do not disagree.
Talk about the weight thing. If you look at the old, let's say, first edition Player's Handbook, a set of plate mail was, 400 gold pieces? If you wanted to buy a set of plate mail and, of course, gold pieces, well, in first edition, in old D&D, basic D&D, it was 10 coins to the pound. In third edition, it became 50 coins to the pound. I don't know what second edition was. So in old D&D, that meant 40 pounds of gold. Players always have this impression that they have this little coin pouch around their belt, and they're going to go in there and they're going to pull out 400 gold pieces to pay for the plate mail. But that's 40 pounds. So if you think about a gallon of milk, that weighs 8 pounds. So this is like 5 gallons of milk in terms of weight. You're not carrying that in a belt pouch. Maybe a bag over your shoulder or something if you're carrying that much. People lose sight of this during play.
Well, that don't you know that's why I always tried to get a cart with my later characters. In the beginning, I didn't realize it. At the end, well, I should say, as I got older, I started thinking, okay, why don't I get that small little cart that one person can pull behind him?
Oh, and I fully support that. I think that's a good idea. Like I said, D&D is a resource management game, right? You have to manage your spells. You have to manage your ammo. You have to manage your hit points. And through all that, you also have to manage the logistics of getting your stuff there and getting your stuff out. And that is where the skill lies. So the other thing we have is the exchange rates. So the exchange rates change from game to game, well, edition to edition, and game to game for that matter. So for example, in OD&D, I think you know what they were for OD&D, right, James?
Yeah, so 1 silver equals 5 copper, 1 gold equals 10 silver, 1 gold equals 2 electrum, or 2 gold equals 2 electrum. Why they say it that way, I don't know.
That's what I was telling you before, that Gygax said you can make electrum be whatever you wanted it to be. So,
and 1 platinum equals 5 gold.
That changed a little bit in AD&D. In AD&D, they devalued the copper piece, so to speak. So you need 10 copper to equal 1 silver, and you needed 20 silver to equal 1 gold. Platinum was about the same. By the time we get to third edition, They make everything very rational. They use the dollars, dimes, cents thing that the United States used in its early history, although they don't call it that, where copper is the cents, which it is, and there's 10 copper to 1 dime, 1 silver, and 10 silver to $1 dollar, if you will, which is a gold. So 10, 10, 10. Nice and easy, not historically accurate, but much easier to work with. Of the three, I like 3rd edition because, like I said, give me ease of play over historical accuracy. I'll take ease of play any day. In this stage of my life, in my earlier days, I would have been adamant that you had to be accurate. I probably would have done something very British with shillings. Thankfully, I'm over that. And so for that matter, so is Britain. What's your opinion, James? Which one do you like?
To me, it doesn't matter as long as it's a standard. I think I agree with you on the 3rd that it's just straightforward. There isn't trying to figure out those exchange rates.
All right. And then the last thing is XP for gold. This kind of divides very much into when you started gaming. Old gamers like it. They get it for the most part. New gamers don't understand why finding a bigger treasure makes you more accurate in combat than finding a little treasure. Give me your thoughts, James.
To me, how much you get in coin should not matter, because the big thing is if they link it to experience points, the DM has to break it down so you're not going up as fast. Or if you want a fast game, you do include it. In my opinion, don't include it, just a lot more bookkeeping.
No surprise, we disagree. If you give XP for gold, then the players know that they can go in and they can sneak past the guards. They can go in undetected, empty the vault, sneak out undetected, and still get most of the XP. If you don't give XP for gold, they have to go in there and kill everything without thinking just for the XP. So I feel that giving XP for treasure rewards creative play and makes the game less about combat. So I fully support XP for treasure. So James, that was our 50th episode. Thank you for joining me.
And Joe, thanks for having me. Hopefully we have many more episodes to go. And audience, please come back.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Please let us know your theories on gold, silver, electrum, various treasures, paper money. Oh, I never went with that. Yeah, what I usually allow is like vouchers between one noble to another, sort of an IOU system, but not like everyday paper money because it's part of the game. Anyway, let us know your thoughts about all that. Feedback information is in the show notes. It is in the outro music that you're probably hearing just now. And until next week, bye. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Dekahedon RPG Cast. We'd love to hear from you. You can leave us a voice message by calling 562-774-2278. That's 562-RPG-CAST. Or by visiting sayhi.chat/Dekahedron. You can also email us at feedback@dekahedron.com. Links are in the show notes. For more information, visit dekahedron.com. Remember that Dekahedron is spelled with a K. Music is by Kevin MacLeod. Logos by Design Cat. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, keep those dice rolling.